Now, in order to get both the treasure and the heart piece,
you
gotta come back as you can.
Yeah. Come again? Ha ha! Ha ha! It's that one, right? Yeah.
When you use the right one, if you use the left one, you will get bombs, which don't leave treasure, so you don't.
It'd be bad stuff.
And you have another heart piece out here.
The poor fish.
Now you have the fish. You can do a couple things with the fish. You can free them, or you can take them to the guy that sells bottles. He will buy them from you.
I didn't know that.
And now my fish is on the way.
That was talent. It somehow flew up like 3 feet. Damn birds.
Now these little thingies tend to leave rupees.
The octotrots. Or octorots. Octorots. Or...
This here will be a guy that gives you money.
The smaller version of that really annoying boss.
And let's see.
There you go. Oh yeah, he's got rupees out with yin yang.
You get rupees.
And bombs. Someone's moving in.
So we can go down here. I don't think we want to yet, because you need the power glove to lift an area. And once we get that, I'll head over there. So I'll do. Let's head back north, and we'll go talk to Sasparilla.
Ah, Sasparilla. Will he give you some soda pop, some root beer?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't. I was trying to.
You were concentrating.
Trying to remember where things are gotten.
Mm.
Okay, this here, that black stone is actually a portal to the Dark World. Usually when you see this insignia here, that's going to be a fairy.
Fiari. You're much better at this than I am in terms of the combat. I'd be losing hearts left and right.
I've maybe played it more times.
Yeah.
I think this is.
And this is why Joel's playing and not me.
It is another fairy.
I will be shocked if he gets a game over at any point during this.
No, I can make it through. The only times I really don't is when I actually have to stop because it's a long game.
Yeah, which we may actually end up doing at some point because he and I probably will break to have a bite to eat and stuff and like do people things. We're not just objects for your entertainment here, folks.
Now that actually was Sasparilla.
Ah, yes, the Sasparilla. What's the deal with his head?
He's got some kind of Viking helmet on.
Is that what that is? I always thought he was just bald, had a really tall head, and had pointy ears.
Oh, it's some kind of helmet. Or hat.
A hat. We wear funny hats. Statue.
Sometimes they will have arrows, but I'm maxed out on my capacity right now. You can up your capacity by feeding rupees into a fountain, and to completely up your capacity of bombs and arrows, it probably costs around 1,600 rupees.
Now this is the first real dungeon.
Now these guys drop rupees too.
They look like friggin' hot dogs. I've always thought that that's what they were. It was like some deranged living hot dogs.
I always thought of something like some kind of anemone.
Sea anemone.
Don't want the big one.
You managed to avoid the big one.
I did.
Good work.
There's a little bit of treasure up there.
Now max capacity for the rupees is what, $9.99?
$9.99. So in order to completely level up your bombs and arrows, you have to go back multiple times and kind of grind it out.
Grinding ain't no thing. Yeah, see, I think that's been my problem, is that I never really used the spin attack when I play. I always just slash. Spin attack seems a lot more effective, has a wider range, and
it deals more damage than standard slash attack.
yeah.
And I believe this is the compass.
No, it is the map.
It is the map. There'll be a map and a compass in each dungeon. Your map will complete your map instead of only showing up
What you've explored.
what you've already explored.
I mean, it's a map, so
The dungeon will show you where the boss is, which room.
that's with the compass, though.
That's what the compass does. Now, these skeletons can also be damaged by the boomerang, and they don't. I hit the wrong button. They don't run away. Like if you slash at them with your sword, they jump back, but the boomerang can damage skeletons.
Yeah, like right there, you jump back.
The boomerang, they don't.
It's like they can't sense the boomerang. They can sense your sword, but not your boomerang. I always thought it would be cool as if the bones on the floor turned into the skeleton enemies you fought.
Yeah, that would be neat.
But it was so early SNES that you wouldn't have been able to do that at the time. This came out, what, 91, right?
It's like 91 in Japan, 92 in the US.
Yeah, so it was early generation
I
SNES
guess you
game.
can go down through here. You will once you get the big key, I believe, and you'll have to come back.
Yep. You aren't
Those
that
guys are-
strong.
They're pretty strong against the sword, but projectiles will damage them. Although there is a variant that can
Projectile.
only be damaged by arrows.
Projectile right in the freaking
And
eye.
your bow is going to be in that, and then you'll be able to go through that. But both of those, both the door and the big treasure of the castle will need the big key to open, and there'll be a big key in each dungeon.
The treasure.
And I want to avoid those fire fairies because I forgot to go talk to the witch.
To get the magic powder.
To get the magic powder, you get the magic powder when you give her the mushroom that we found in the forest.
You know, a lot of times when I think about mushrooms, I think about badgers. And badgers.
And snakes.
Oh.
Or ropes, as they call them.
Yes, the ropes. I don't like the ropes. Oh, it's a snake. Unless it's solid snake.
Oh,
That's different. You know, solid snake. Or naked snake, or snake Plissken. Eek. Fire fairies galore. Yeah, you poked him in the eye. Please poke my eye. Ouch. You are here. Ah! Fire fairies! And is that the big key? It is.
just the big key.
Now you can open up the big treasure chest and...
This will go back down the hallway that we showed up at earlier.
Yep. Conveniently a room away from the big treasure chest. And the boss room.
We get some head floaty skeletons after we
That's
get the
right.
treasure.
Ah! They're possessed. Hot dogs. That was lunch.
Delicious.
Yes.
And these guys are vulnerable to the bow and arrow.
One right in the eye. And they don't like pots either. They're clean and sober. Nice rupee room with fire fairies. Now, if you get hit by a fire fairy, doesn't that drain your magic?
It drains both your health and your magic.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if it did both or just one. And doesn't it stop you from being able to attack with your weapon anyway? Or in addition to that?
No.
Oh, yeah. They're evil.
Yeah, they're kind of nasty. If their eyes are closed, then
They're not
cannot
vulnerable.
be damaged.
Yeah. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh, this is... Oh, God, this is new. It's like a room full of balls.
Yeah, they shoot in all directions.
That's never a good thing, I have to say.
Now, these are the versions that can only be damaged by arrows. They are a different color.
You gotta get rid of that pot. Or shoot around it. They are red.
They are red. I would not be able to tell you that because
they are red. That's how I can differentiate them. The ones that are vulnerable are green. The ones that can only be attacked by arrow are red. Like the color of blood.
I just know them as the one that's one color and the one that's another color.
You know, I think that The Legend of Zelda should go M-rated with their next game. The monsters are much scarier looking. Link is like, Link turns into like this emo thing and just decides to finally have his way with Zelda. No more cock teasing. But Nintendo would never do that. It'd be like Disney sexifying their princesses. Which would be pretty disturbing, I must say. What are these, the Stalfos Knights or something is what they're called? Something like that. They're pretty easy.
Yeah, and also quite often in castles, the big boss is vulnerable to the magic item kind.
I'm guarding a treasure that will kill me. It's essentially the logic. If they were smart, they would actually guard the big treasure rather than let you get the big treasure and then use it against them.
Right.
But they're pretty stupid. The Pendant of Courage. Take it to Sasparilla. So,
And you level up, you get another heart container.
level up! Oh, the hero!
And you just hop down here. And then Sasparilla will give you the Pegasus shoes.
Excellent. And we can get the Book of Medora.
And he'll give you information about the
Oops.
two other castles.
It's a pretty short game, only 3 castles. I mean, really.
Oh, there's more. There's the 3 pendant castles, and then the castle.
Yes.
In the light world, and
Yep.
most of the game is in the dark world from there.
The castle where you fight the dark wizard. Hnennam. Sorry. Saying his name puts phlegm in my throat.
So I will get some of the items that. This is a place I do like to grind for rupees because these little guys can drop a lot of them.
The rupees are good.
A lot of times they'll drop it the 5 and 20 piece. Sometimes it's a little one like that, but all the enemies will refresh once you leave the area and go back in.
You're going to visit the witch?
I'm going to go visit the witch. I'm going to get the magic powder.
She's a witchy witch. A witchy woman. Now you can turn the little green electric dudes into something.
Into another funny looking thing.
Yes.
But they're still electric.
Yes.
And she's going to ask the mushroom for the mushroom. And just give it to her by pressing the action button with the mushroom. It'll disappear from your inventory.
And then you have to go back in a little while.
And actually all you have to do is leave
leave the screen.
Leave the screen and come back into it. And go back into the shop. And the shopkeeper will have your magic powder.
Awesome.
And if you talk to the shopkeeper, they'll give you a taste of the red potion.
And
which will heal you completely.
that's good. Useful to know if you're ever really hurting. I mean, look at how beautiful that witch is. Look at that nose.
So I'll show you what the magic powder will do to these guys, and that's about it.
He looks like a banana. He looks like a banana walking around with big lips.
Now we cannot jump in there yet. We do not have the flippers, and Link cannot swim.
The flippers, we get those from the Zoras, right?
Yes, for 500 rupees.
500 big ones.
And this will be another secret here. There's a fairy there. We're already fully healed, so we don't actually need that right now.
Ah, it's a military fairy!
Now this here we cannot access.
Not until you get the power glove, right?
And then you'll actually be able to
Yeah.
pull this open, which will go back into that basement area that we saw. That we brought Zelda through. And we'll actually be able to go in and break through those walls.
Excellent. So we'll essentially be able to break on through to the other side.
Now we have to go to the desert right now, which is going to be our second castle.
The desert.
No, we'll only get to the castle grounds. Now, right now there's going to be no enemies in the village, so it's safer to pass through. This area here is where the smithies are.
Ah, yes, the smithies.
If we jump down this well here, we'll actually be able to get another piece of the heart, but we can't do that until we get the magic hammer. We have to poke this peg down with it, and then we'll be able to jump through. Now the smithy is going to be mourning the disappearance of his partner.
Wherever could his partner be located? The answers may be found in the Dark World, I think.
He is in the Dark World. After the 4th castle, you'll be able to get to him.
And you get the gold sword for your troubles, right?
You get the tempered sword.
The tempered sword.
The gold sword you get from the fairies if you throw the tempered sword
That's right.
into the lake.
And that's the most powerful sword in the game.
Is the golden sword, yes. This here is another secret area where you get a piece of the heart. You'll actually have to access it through the Dark World and warp into the Light World to get it. And I do not have a power glove, so I cannot take a shortcut.
Power glove. It looks... When you see it, it looks kind of like a gigantic armored glove. It belongs on a suit of plate armor. It's very stumbly.
Actually, you have to dash through that. There will actually be apples in that statue if you dash into it.
Everyone likes apples. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go have them.
And actually, I do have the Pegasus, so I can demonstrate that, can I? No, it's a fairy at this point. It might be the Dark World that has apples.
apples.
So onto the desert. And there'll be stuff underneath here, but only once you have a power glove you'll be able to lift them. And right here is just another fairy.
Another fairy?
And those kind of fairies will just heal all your health.
Don't mind me, folks. I'm just eating an apple.
There are 2 pieces of the heart in here, I believe.
There's a cave.
There is a cave.
Hey, Sasparilla.
It's another old guy.
Agana!
And I forgot to have the book in the door, didn't I?
Yes, you did. You have to go back to the village.
I do. But now that I'm here, I'll get the heart.
Might as well. It's a fairy. It's a fairy in my shorts. She's tickling my bum.
Oh, really?
She's a bum tickler. She
That's
likes
right. The other
that one you have to get with the dark world.
in the castle.
Oh, that's right.
Actually, it's
That's right. There's that other exit in the castle. That's right.
Now these little desert guys carry rupees.
5 apiece.
Sometimes 5, sometimes 20, sometimes nothing, sometimes 1,
Sometimes muffins.
sometimes grams.
Mm.
None of you will know what we're talking about.
No. I will say one thing. We're on to Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati. It doesn't matter what you say, what questions you ask me. My answer will always be, we're on to Cincinnati. Stop doing that! A nice little shortcut through there. I guess as long as it doesn't take any health away. Now, did you hear Bill Belichick this week at his press conference?
I have not.
People were asking him questions, trying to get, like, juicy tidbits about what's going on with the team. And he kept saying, we're on to Cincinnati. But Bill, what about we're on to Cincinnati? Bill, can't you tell us about we're on to Cincinnati? Bill, happy birthday, we're on to Cincinnati. One of the guys on the radio made a song about it. To the tune of Gotta Keep Them Separated by Offspring. It's very funny. We're on to Cincinnati. For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, if you're even mildly interested in football, we're talking about Patriots coach Bill Belichick, which I'm sure majority of you do not like. He's notorious for not answering questions at his press conferences and punctuating things with and also going
And that's where the book is. You dash into the
so you dash into the into the bookshelf,
and you have it. You will actually need it to be able to get into the castle. maybe I could have demonstrated why you need it, but there are some
It's like
ancient-
hieroglyphics.
ancient runes.
Well, you can read the runes without the book first to show what it looks like. Because
I'll
you
do
need
that.
to have the book equipped.
You need to use the book, and it will translate the ancient language.
So for anyone who's keeping track, we are about an hour, 5 minutes in. It's not bad. Joel's doing a more complete playthrough. I think if we wanted to do a speed run, you would have had to have practiced first.
Right.
Because
Kind of planned out every move in advance.
yeah, because I've seen some speed runs that some people can beat this in like around 4 hours, which is pretty damn fast.
Now, if you try to read this, you get nonsense.
That's what it says.
Maybe use
I
the
can
book.
speak. I can speak Ilian.
Can you?
That's what I was just speaking.
Yeah, what did you say?
I said whatever he just said.
Makes sense.
Yeah. The ways shall be opened because I just spoke. Now these things remind me of like pumpkins. Even though they're different colors. Laser eye.
Hate that laser eye guy.
A crystal eye, crystal eye.
He's got a crystal kid. Now,
In the pygmy
let's
twilight.
see. Which one of these do I have to go through first?
And you can't block those things until you get the those projectiles until you get the magical shield, right?
But those guys you still can't block.
You need the mirror shield.
Even the mirror shield can't block those.
I thought it could
It
block
can
those
block
projectiles.
some. It can block some lasers, but from the eyeball guys, it doesn't. Block.
What about from the antlions?
These guys?
Yeah, those little antlion dudes.
No, the red shield will block those.
Okay. Jeez. You're acting like a spoony bard.
This just does nothing. You have to go to the other side to get the first key.
Choo, 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 choo. Kids, remember when video games were simple?
We've got
Oh wait, most of you don't.
you will get a compass in here, I believe. Oh, there's the map. Any goodies here?
So Joel, what is the most modern system that you currently own?
This one?
It's the SNES.
Actually, I think I have a Dreamcast stashed away somewhere. That's not working very well.
It's a Dreamcast. Okay. You gotta dash into that.
But I was having issues with the battery and all kinds of things that were.
What's that with the VMU on that thing, right? I have a Dreamcast. It's stashed away upstairs. I just never had time to hook it up.
And I don't have the big key yet.
Ah! You have Super Star Wars, right?
I have Super Star Wars.
Oh.
I have Super Empire, and I have Super Jedi.
That's right, we're already planning Super Star Wars Trilogy. I'll do the honors on those. I like those games a bit. Even though they're ridiculously difficult.
You know, I used to play the first one quite often, and I really didn't have that much trouble playing through.
Mm.
And one of these you can push.
I think my favorite in that series is probably Jedi.
Now, what we can do, seeing as though we have jars, is put a fairy in a jar, and we can save it for later.
It's a good place for it. I keep all my fairies in a jar.
We haven't opened the big treasure yet, so we can't advance much, but we can use the harpies.
The harpies.
Yes, harpies.
What about harpies?
There are 3 of them.
They scream loud. Harpies.
Supposedly, and they eat all your food.
No. And they're ugly. I'm starting to get scared. This music's frightening to me.
I give you interwebs or something.
Yeah. I don't know. It's the golden compass!
We don't have any quick ways of wiping all the enemies in a room because we don't have any of the medallions yet.
Nope. We will soon, though. Soon. You botched that up.
Sure did. I just got thinking now.
Yeah. Time for the big old treasure.
I have all the dungeon equipment. And we'll actually be able to use the power glove. So we can lift the big stones. It doesn't work very well. It's really touchy.
Yes. You know, I would want a an NES Power Glove just for the novelty factor. Even though it's a terrible peripheral.
Yeah, it doesn't work as intended.
You haven't gotten the big treasure yet.
Oh no, I haven't I?
No, I'm like, why are you going back outside? You need to get the treasure. You're distracted.
I am distracted.
I'm trying to keep you talking. Keep this thing alive. Free fairy. You're losing it, son. So, why do white people like Wayne Brady?
Is this a joke?
It is. White people like Wayne Brady because Wayne Brady makes Bryant Gumbel look like Malcolm X. I stole that from Chappelle's show.
Is that the one where he guest starred?
No.
They actually had.
No, that was That was a follow-up to that, and they referenced back to it. It was the segment that they did on the show with Paul Mooney, who was a writer for Bill Cosby, and Richard Pryor. And he did this thing called Negrodamus, where it was basically just ask a black guy a question. And someone asked, why do white people like Wayne Brady? And his answer was, white people like Wayne Brady because Wayne Brady makes Brian Gumbel look like Malcolm X. And it was like mega laughs with that one. I mean, because in all actuality, Wayne Brady is kind of like the black Malcolm X. Minus the attitude.
Okay. Now I can just go through, but I think... Oh no. I know one of the rooms you actually get an object.
I was gonna say, but
for sitting through all of the tiles being put on it.
It looks like a skull and crossbones.
I believe that's the intent.
I didn't know Nintendo was keen on using death imagery in their games. You can't use Christianic symbols. No crosses on your shields and shit like that. Castlevania, it's not the holy cross or the holy water. It's the boomerang and the firebomb. The very first Castlevania, they called it firebomb, not holy water. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Stick that in your keyhole and twist it. I think this one you have to sit through. It's a number 8. Oh, but there's more. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nope. It's arrow time. Tiger Roach.
And this is where you actually need to use the lamp to light all the torches, and everything opens. Once you do.
Little make affecting change that big. Boss time! This is the worms. That failed.
It did. Remember what they were all vulnerable to.
I think it's just swords. One thing that I always liked about this game is how large the bosses were in comparison to like... They made you feel like they were imposing.
I'm getting hit a lot. I think I should have brought a potion with me.
Or another berry.
you.
You haven't killed one yet?
No.
Oh my god! There you go. Ah, yes. One more.
There we go.
That's 2.